Okay, so hello everyone. Thank you for clicking on this video. I know there's a lot of content out there at the minute, so thanks a lot for that. We are going to move around for about 45 minutes or so, trying to move around the full body, mainly focusing on the hips. Okay, so I'm going to start off just by lying down on the mat or on the ground. Bend the legs, feet on the ground, relax down on the floor and place your hands onto your belly, and then we'll start by taking some nice deep breaths in through the nose, nice and slowly pushing the breath down towards the belly, expand the ribs, and then slowly exhale out through the nose or the mouth. Okay, nice long slow inhale, really expand the rib cage, push the breath down to the belly. And then slow exhale. Try and make the exhale slightly longer than the inhale. And we'll just go around and do a few rounds of this just before we start moving. If you hold your right knee in towards your chest, hold on to the shin bone. Now I'm going to start taking the ankle around in circles, really slow. I know it's tempting to move the ankle around fast, but just try and slow the movement down. Try and use a full range of motion. Around in one direction, and then change direction. Bring the hand to the back of the thigh, and you start straightening the leg, then bend it back down again. Just trying to loosen up the kneecap, not trying to get a stretch into the hamstrings as such yet. And bend the leg once more, bring the hands around just underneath the knee. We'll pull the knee in towards the chest, then we'll relax and let it go. Pull it back in. As I'm pulling the knee in, I'm pushing the leg back against the hands to provide some resistance. Pull it in, provide some resistance, and then release it back out. Now take the right ankle onto the left thigh. I'm going to grab hold behind the left thigh, lift the left foot off the ground, and just pull the leg in, make little circles. So I'm pushing the right ankle actively into the left thigh. Just circle round in one direction and then change direction. And the feet back down on the ground. Other side. Take the knee into the chest. Start taking the ankle around some nice slow circles. Change direction. Twist the hands around the back of the thigh, just start straighten the leg and bend it back down again. Bend the leg down. Grab hold underneath the knee, start pulling the knee down to the chest, then relaxing and letting it go. Again, as I'm pulling the leg down, I'm pressing the leg back up against the hands to provide some resistance. Just the ankle onto the opposing thigh, lift the foot off the ground, hands around the back of the thigh. I'm pushing that foot and ankle actively into the thigh to start making a few circles with the hips. Change direction. And release that foot. I'm going to hold on to the knees and just take them around a few circles round one way. Then the other. And let go of the legs. Now initiating the movement from the core area, I'm just going to start moving around, no set pattern, just moving the arms, the legs around. You can pretend you're reaching for something. And then straighten the legs out. Cross my hands together, reach the hands back, point the toes, reach for the back of the room, the hands, point the toes to stretch the full front of the body. You can give the hips a little side to side movement as well. Now if you relax the feet now, make sure the feet are about just greater than hip distance apart. So just inside of the mat, reach the hands back. I'm going to roll over onto one side and then roll back over towards the other side. So alternating from side to side. When I roll to the right, I push back with the left heel to try and get a bigger stretch into the side. When I roll to the left, I stretch back through the right heel. Do one more to each side. And then back to the middle. Bend the legs, feet on the ground, again about hip distance apart. And then I'm just going to slowly lift the hips up and then back down again. So just the pelvis area up and down. So as I tuck the pelvis under, I'm in a posterior pelvic tilt. Then relax them back down to the mat. Now, as you inhale, you're going to tuck the pelvis under, keep it actively pushing under as you lift up further. And then I'm going to exhale back down again. So I'm going to use the full breath for the movement, nice and slow. So a bit like that breathing we're doing at the start. Nice slow, long inhale, tuck the pelvis under, lift up. Nice, long, slow exhale to lower down. Do one more. Now shuffle the feet, mat distance apart. Take the arms out to the side, level with the shoulders. If you haven't got much room, you can bend the arms. Then just let the legs fall from side to side. Try and make sure the lead leg taps the floor before you come back the other way. Keeping the feet mat distance apart. Now let the legs fall across towards the right hand side. You're going to slide the leg up towards the arm on the same side, slide it back down, foot back down in the middle, lift the hips, slide the legs across towards the other side, slide the leg up towards the arm on the same side, back to the middle, lift the hips, legs come across, the lead leg where it's on the floor slides up, back down lift the hips, cross towards the other side. So we're going to keep on doing a few of these, alternating from side to side, sliding the leg along the floor towards the arm. If you have the room, you can always straighten the leg out and slide it back down. We're going to do one more in each direction. This time we're going to let the legs fall across to the side, take the opposite leg across towards the opposite arm, back down, mat distance apart, lift the hips, cross towards the other side, top leg hold on to a twist, foot back down, mat distance apart, lift up. And we'll alternate with this movement from side to side. Again, if you have the room, you can always straighten the leg out. Do one more to each side. And then hook the knees into the chest. From here, you're going to release the hands down, you're going to rock yourself up to sit, try and keep the feet off the ground. And then roll back down again. And again, feet off the ground. One more time. And then stay seated with the feet off the ground. So from this position, I'm going to reach the hands forward, I'm going to pull the knees in. So I'm really pulling the knees in towards myself. So I reach the hands forward, and then I relax. And again, so I'm using the front of the hips to really pull the legs in actively, and then relax. This shouldn't really feel very nice. When you're pulling the legs in, really using the hips to pull the legs in, reach forward with the hands, and then relax. I'm going to do two more. So again, squeeze the legs in, reach the hands forward, keep squeezing together, and then relax. One more. Squeeze the legs in, and then relax down. Very good. So from here, just give the legs a little bit of a shake about. And I'll place the hands underneath the shoulders. You can have the hands facing away, opposite direction, to the side, same direction, whenever feels comfortable for you. Again, as you inhale, you're going to slowly lift the hips up into a tabletop position. Exhale, slowly back down. You can always rock back slightly if you wish. Again, so I'm using the full inhale for the movement. And the full exhale to come down. Down to sit with your legs crossed. So from this position, you're going to place your hands on the knees. I'm just going to a little twist, bringing one shoulder forward and the other shoulder forward. Just to try and get a little stretch down the side. Now, place your fingertips down to one side. As you inhale, lengthen up to open up. As you exhale, swoop the arm round fingertips down, inhale, up. Again, exhale, swoop to the other side, inhale. One more to each side. And relax the arms down. So we're going to take our arms out to the side. I'm going to internally rotate one arm. I'm going to reach round to try and grab hold of the hands, and then release the hands round the other side. So if you can't actually reach the hands behind your back, don't worry about it. You can also just grab your top. So I'll bring the arms round. If you can reach, great. If you can't reach, you can always just go as far as you can. If you get to here and just pull on the top slightly and then back round. What you want to try and avoid is just relaxing the arms round like so. You really want to reach the arms the whole time. So really using the full range of motion. Stay upright. Try not to let the head slump forward. So ideally as the arm comes round, you can press the head back into the arm. And then just relax the arms down. Roll over the legs onto hands and knees. So from the hands and knees now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tilt the pelvis up and then tuck it under. So my shoulders, top of my spine staying still. I'm just tucking the pelvis under into an anterior pelvic tilt, and then onto a posterior pelvic tilt. I'll come back to a neutral spine. Now I'm going to start squeezing the shoulder blades together and pushing into the mat to separate the shoulder blades. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, push into the mat to separate the shoulder blades. And again. Back in the middle, start taking the shoulders up towards the ears and slide them down the back. And again. Slide them down the back. And then we'll start taking them around, scapula around in circles. Push into the mat, separate the shoulder blades, shoulders up. Keep the shoulders up, squeeze shoulder blades together, slide them down. Round in a circle. Change direction. Back to a neutral spine. Now just face this way to show you what I'm doing now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up the shoulders and then close them in again. So if you notice the elbow crease, I open up, the elbow crease comes around to face the front. As I turn the shoulders in, elbow crease comes back around again. So then, we're going to combine their movements. So now I'm going to inhale, I'm going to tilt the pelvis up, I'm going to work the way up the spine. I'm going to pull the shoulder blades down and back, open up the shoulders, look up slightly. As exhale, start tucking the pelvis under. Work the way up the spine. Push shoulder blades apart, shoulders turn in, tuck the chin. Inhale, tuck the pelvis up. Work up the spine, shoulder blades down and back, open up the shoulders, look up slightly. Exhale, tuck the pelvis under, work your way up the spine, push shoulder blades apart, internally rotate the shoulders, tuck the chin. So a few more with your own breath. back to a neutral spine. So now we're going to do some work for the wrists. So from your hands and knees, you can just turn one hand around and then the other. The closer your knees are to your hands, the easier this is. You're going to press the palm of the hand down as you just rock back and forward slightly. Then come onto the back of one of the hands, grab hold around the wrist, like so. And holding the hand down, I'm just going to start opening up the arm and closing it back down again. So again, open up the shoulder, externally rotate, internally rotate the shoulder. Other side. Then again, backs of hands, fingers facing in. Get the backs of the hands down onto the ground and then start trying to make a fist. So curl the fingers in, bring the thumb in, and then relax them back down again. So the backs of hands stay on the ground as the fingers and thumbs curl in to make a fist. Turn the hands around to face the other way. And again, trying to keep the arms straight as possible. Trying to keep the backs of the hands down on the floor. And give the wrists a bit of a shake out. So from this position, you're going to sit back, toes tucked. Bring your fingertips in line with the knees. Now I'm just going to gently rock back, then tap the knees down, and then bring them back again. So I'm slowly tapping the knees down, then lifting them up. If you want, you can come all the way back down into a full squat, and then all the way forward. It's just an option. Another option is to take the hands off the mat. And again, slowly bring the knees down and then slowly bring the knees up. Just to get some stretch and strengthen the bottoms of the feet. So nice and slow, gently bring the knees down and then again, slowly come back up. More time. And then we'll come back forward on our hands and knees. So from the hands and knees, we're going to lift up one leg, really pull the heel in. Keep the heel pulled in. So you take the hip round circles in one direction. Try and make sure the leg comes out of the side, that you're not opening up with the pelvis and the chest. Just take the, just using the hip. And then round a circle, nice and slow. We're always tempted to try and lift the leg higher, but we really want to make sure we're just using the hip here without compensating by using the pelvis. Change direction. So as you inhale, straighten the leg out. As you exhale, round the spine, pull the knee in. Again, inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, round the spine, bring the knee. Straighten the leg out. With the leg straightened out, just tap it down to the side and then across towards the other direction. And then we'll change sides. Lift the other side up, take it around in a circle, Again, I know it's tempting to really try and lift the leg up as high as you can, but I want to try and keep your chest facing down, your hips facing down. Just take it round nice and slow. Change direction. Straighten out the leg behind. As you exhale around the spine and pull the knee in. Straighten the leg out, tap it out to one side and bring it across. Tap it down to the other side. Bring the leg back down, come to sit back, tap the toes, take the hips round, the wrists round a few circles. Both directions. Cross the arms over each other, clasp the hands together, take the hands through and then straighten out again. Other arm comes over on top, clasp the hands together. Then do this movement. I wish I had some fancy name for this, but that's the best I can come up with. Just do this for a bit. Shake the hands out, come back to hands and knees, walk the hands forward slightly, the knees back a little bit. Now really press down onto the mat with some force. Imagine trying to press down and pull the mat back towards yourself as you sit back towards the heels. Come back round the spine, drop the hips down, chest comes through the arms, look up slightly. Come to sit back, really press the hands down forcefully into the mat. As you sit back, round the spine, bring the hips down. One more time. Sit back, tuck the toes, straighten the legs up. Do a downward dog. Don't stay there though, just come forward to plank, back to downward dog. So we're going to make quite a dynamic movement here. So plank, back to downward dog. From downward dog you start straightening out one leg, bending the other, add a little twist. So as the left heel comes down, a twist towards the right, and vice versa. Forward into plank. So from plank, try and squeeze the shoulder blades together, push into the mat, separate the shoulder blades. You can drop the knees if you need to, squeeze shoulder blades together, push into the mat, separate the shoulder blades. One more time, and then separate the shoulder blades. Drop the knees down, put the hands back. So bring the hands onto the mat, you want to have your knees through the hands, like so. And then I'm just going to straighten the legs into a forward fold, and then bend the legs back down through the arms. Two more. Last one, stay in the forward fold. Now bend your knees slightly and slowly come up to stand. You can roll the shoulders down and back. So now you're going to lift up one leg, start turning the hip round a few circles, just nice and loose. So legs going back round, opposite arm joins in. So we're going to try and use the brain a bit now. So keep the arm going backwards and then change direction with the leg so the leg comes forwards. And then change direction with the arm. So at this point in the class where I normally get met with a lot of confused looks my way, so I'll just presume that's what you're doing now. Drop that leg down, other leg starts to move back around, other arm gets involved. Keep the leg moving back, bring the arm moving forward. Keep the arm moving forward, bring the leg moving forward. And then drop the leg down. So bring the feet about hip distance apart, a little bend in the knees. Now you're just going to start throwing the arms back. Again, no fancy name for this. And I'm just throwing the arms back. Now start taking the arms from side to side. Try and alternate the arms, or the arm on top, then the other arm comes over on top. Now start taking arms out to the side. Let the arms come by your side. Keep the arms really heavy. Then just initiate the movement with the hips. So just nice and slow, just twisting the hips around. Arms nice and heavy. You can start moving the hips a bit more force, which brings your arms around a bit faster. You can give yourself a bit of a slap. And then slow it down again. Now we're going to come to the front of the mat. So you foot down to this side of the mat. You're going to bring your feet about hip distance apart again. And inhale the arms up. You've got a nice slow exhale as you come down into a squat. I try to push the air down with the hands. Lift the heels if you need to. And then nice and slow, nice slow long inhale, and use the full inhale to come up. So we're breathing at the start of the class, nice and slow. We're doing the same thing here. Again, I was tempting to try and do the movement quickly, but really try and slow it down. So I'm using the full inhale to come up. As the inhale finishes, I'm getting to the top. Full exhale to come down. As the exhale finishes, I'm getting to the bottom. One more. Come all the way up. Shuffle the feet closer together. Lift the leg that's on the inside of the mat up. Slowly step it back on the ball of the back foot, foot facing forward. Drop the knee down. You can stay here or bring the leg back up and drop it down. And again. One more time. Drop the hands down. So the angle underneath the knee. Got a right angle there, right angle here. Now I'm going to tuck the pelvis under and then relax it back. Again, tuck the pelvis under, relax it back. Tuck it under, keep the pelvis tucked under. Bring the arms up in front of your chest. Tense your chest as you open up the arms, push your chest through. As you inhale, as you exhale, you can swim the arms forward, backs of hands together. Bring the arms back in, tense the chest, inhale, open up, push the chest through. Exhale, swim the arms forward. In the front, it looks something like this. Tense in the chest. Chest comes through. Exhale, swim the arms forward. Drop the hands down. So the hand that's on the same side as the lead leg, you can just drop it to the side. You can have it on your hip, on the leg. Make sure the pelvis is tucked under. As you inhale, lift up the arm on the same side as the back leg. Reach up and back. Exhale down. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale down. And again. Really keep that pelvis tucked under the whole time. Relax it down. Now we take it out to the side, bring it up and round and down. Now walk the hands on the inside of the front foot. Walk the hands around, step the back foot forward, come into a squat at the side of the mat. Again, if you need to be on your toes, be on your toes. So what I want to do is start here and end up at that side of the mat in the same position. So you can just shuffle yourself across slowly, or you can really go for it and do it in one go. So we're going to come back and forwards a few times. And this is normally a point where I get met with a few dirty looks in the class. But I'm pretty sure you're all having a great time doing this. And if not, I am, so it's probably the most important thing. One more time in each direction. And then slowly come up. Face the other way. And again, inhale, arms up. Exhale all the way down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last one, come up, shuffle the feet closer together, lift up the leg on the inside, step the leg back. Okay, now rest there, or come back up, bring the leg up, step the leg back. And again. Last one. Hands on the hips, tuck the pelvis under, relax it back, tuck under, relax it back, tuck it under, keep it there, arms out in front, tense the chest, bring the arms back, push the chest through, as you exhale, swing the arms forward. Nice arms by your side. Again, this arm, you can just relax down on the hip, on the leg. Again, pelvis tucks under. Inhale, this arm up. Reach up and back. Exhale down. Down and then up to the side and over. Tuck the back toes, lift the back leg, turn to face side of the mat. Turn the feet out 45 degrees, bend the knees. So from here, as I inhale, I'm going to open up with the arms. As I exhale, I'm going to bring one arm around, turn into a lunge. Push the air away. Inhale, open up. Exhale, both the feet turn, so both the feet are facing the same direction. With the ball of the back foot, the arm on the same side as the front leg comes back. The arm on the opposite side of the front leg pushes forward. So you inhale, open. Exhale, turn the feet. Imagine you're trying to push the air away. If you want to go a bit crazy with it, let's face it, who doesn't? You can add a little balance. You need to come across to one side. And then back to the middle. Shuffle the feet. Cross that together. Start bending the knees through the arms again, like we did earlier. And again, I'm going to straighten the legs into a forward fold. Bend the knees down. A few times. And then stay in your forward fold. Bend the knees if you need to. Some people say you've got to have your legs completely straight. Some people say you can bend the knees. It's whatever feels comfortable to you. Now from your forward fold, you're going to use your hip flexors to pull yourself a bit further down. So I'm going to hold on my opposite elbow. Now I'm going to squeeze my hips. Try and squeeze my belly down towards my thighs, using the front of my hips. So pull myself further down, then I relax. Then again, activate the front of the hips to pull myself further down, and then relax. So do this a few times. And then come all the way down to sit. Just give the legs a bit of a shake out again. Get the legs fall from side to side. Now bring the legs over towards one side. So ideally you want your feet again about mat distance apart. So let's have a look at your mat, have a look, yeah, about mat distance apart. Now this lead leg is going to lift up as this leg still pushes into the ground. So I'm lifting this leg up as far as I can get it, with this leg still pushing into the ground. Get it out as far as there. Both knees are pushing in opposite directions. Then I'm going to slowly let the other leg lift, keeping this knee trying to push down the whole time. So the knees are pushing in opposite directions. I'm going to keep this leg where it is as this leg starts to slowly come down, and this leg slowly comes down to follow. Again, this leg pushes down, this leg lifts up. Pretty much for a lot of the movement, the knees are pushing in opposite directions. Come to sit, that knee's pushing that way, this knee comes down, and even now when this leg is coming down, that knee's still trying to push the other way to work into the hips. One more in each direction. And then back to the middle. So from this position here, we want to end up in this position. But not quite as easy as that. So place your hands down for support. I'm going to lift the legs up. I'm going to keep the legs bent at 90 degrees. I'm going to keep the feet there, that height. I'm going to pull the knees in. So obviously how the knees are pulling in. Keeping the knees pulling in, and try and keep the feet that height. Bring the feet together, keep them as high as I can, so I pull them in and then down. And reverse it. Again, pulling the knees in, back towards myself. Bring the feet up so the legs are at right angles. Separate the feet and then bring them down. So good. So do that again. You can keep the hands down, or if you want you can bring the arms up. A bit more challenging. So squeeze the legs in. Keep the feet up. Soles the feet together. Pull them in. And then finish. And then reverse it the other way. Again, this shouldn't really feel very nice. No one said we're here to have fun. One more time. And again, opposite direction. And give the legs a bit of a shake. Soles the feet together. Sorry, not yet. Bottoms of the feet on the ground. Hands come inside the knees. I'll edit that bit out when I'm finished. Press the legs in against the arms as the arms push the legs out. So as the feet come together, relax, bring the legs up again. So as I'm pushing the legs out, the legs are pressing back in to provide resistance. And then I relax the legs back up. One more time. Give the legs a bit of a shake around. One last little side to side movement, so let the legs fall to the side. Add a little twist if you want. You can add a twist and then lower down if you want. You can do the whole thing with our hands off the ground. Or you can just keep the hands down and just move from side to side, nice and gentle. Back in the middle. Straighten out one leg. I've got my left leg straight out here. Other foot comes over the top. Place a hand down for support. Wrap the arm around the leg. So the leg that's bent, the opposite arm wraps around. I'm going to inhale, lengthen up. I'm going to exhale, pull the leg round and twist. And inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, pull it round. If you want, you can bend this leg in as well. Make it a little bit more fancy. I think to get a better stretch while I do this. So I'll just do this. And then change sides. Again, feel free to jazz it a little bit. Pulling this leg in if you want. I'm using the inhale to lengthen up, the exhale to pull the leg across and twist a bit further. Slowly back in the middle, come to sit with the legs crossed. Place the hands onto the knees. As you inhale, lift the chest through. Exhale, around the spine back. Tuck the chin. Now I'm going to push the side of the ribs out to one side, then the other. try not to move too much in the shoulders, just pushing the side of the rib cage out from side to side. And I'll combine their movements, lifting the chest up, round to one side, and in a circle. Change direction. Relax the hands down, bring the shoulders down, start nodding your head up and down. As if you're agreeing enthusiastically with everything I say. If you enjoy watching this video, yeah, thought so, brilliant. Take your head from side to side. Take your ear towards the shoulder, both sides. So take the head round, circle, nice and so. In both directions. Give any last movements. You think your body feels like it needs, you can shake shoulders out a bit, shake yourself around. If you want to come into Shavasana, now just time to lie back down. Stay for as long as you want. Maybe return that breath we did at the start. Nice long slow inhale, a slightly longer exhale. Thank you very much for